Hello my dear learners, welcome to this new series on IELTS Writing Task 2 Discursive Essay, and this is video lesson number 1 in this series. Today we are going to specifically look at how to analyze, discuss both views and give your opinion kind of questions. I'm sure you might have read such questions in task 2. And today we're going to look at how to analyze this kind of questions. Okay, now to analyze any kind of an essay question, including this type, we have to understand two things: the topic and the task of the essay question. How do we do that? Let's check. Now please first read these two questions and tell me which one of the two is asking you to discuss both views and give your opinion. In other words, which one of the two is a discursive essay question and not any other type of an essay. Take your time, you can pause the video how long as you want, but for the interest of keeping this video short, I will rush, and the right answer is, hopefully you might have got this, it's the second one. Why? Because the question itself will have two views in the task. What's the first view? That's the first view highlighted in yellow. Some people believe that unpaid community service should be a compulsory part of high school programs. For example, working for a charity, improving the neighborhood, or teaching sports to younger children. That's one view, one side of the coin. What's the other view? One highlighted in aquamarine is the other side of the coin. Others, however, feel that such programs disregard students' freedom of choice. And the task statement says, discuss both these views and give your opinion. So as a candidate taking the task 2 question, we are supposed to include ideas related to the yellow highlighted part, which is view 1, and one related to the aquamarine highlighted part, which is the other side, view number 2. And finally, after we have discussed both as a neutral perspective, we are supposed to give them our view or our opinion as to where we stand vis-a-vis the question. Now, it's the same question, and you will see some options. Which of the following are the two views mentioned in the question? Exact same question. You read all the options. Compulsory community service may infringe students' personal rights. High school programs don't make sense. C. Community service should be compulsory for high school students. And the last one, students should be paid for doing community service. So which of the four views are mentioned right in the question itself? Take your time. Hopefully you might have tried and got the answers, which are: A is mentioned, which is the second view in the question. Others, however, feel programs disregard students' freedom of choice. That means compulsory community service may infringe students' personal rights. So that is given to us in the question. The other view, community service should be made compulsory for all students attending high school. So these are the two views which we have to include in our essays. We have to talk about these two views from a neutral perspective. And finally, give them our opinion, whether we tend to agree with one side or we tend to lean more towards the other side. That's the motive of this type of an essay. Now, another question: which of the following ideas must be addressed in your essay? Exact same question. You will see many ideas. I want you to check every idea and ask yourself, do I need to include this idea to make my essay relevant to the question asked? 1. Explain how unpaid community service for high school students could benefit them. Do we need to include this? or do we need to include how much do you agree that community service should be made compulsory for all? Are we supposed to add, discuss how compulsory social service in high schools could infringe students' personal rights? And the last one, at the end, say where you personally stand on this issue. So out of this 4, I want you to choose all the options which we are supposed to include in our essay to make it a high level essay, a high band essay, a very relevant essay to the question which is asked. You might have tried it and hopefully got these answers. First, we are supposed to explain how community service for high schools could benefit students, because that's the first view. Unpaid community service should be made compulsory. So if we are discussing the view that it should be made compulsory, we are supposed to include how can students benefit from this kind of community service activities. We are also supposed to discuss how compulsory social service could infringe their fundamental rights, their personal rights, their freedom of choice, because that is the diametrically opposite side of the coin. That's the opposite argument, that others feel such programs disregard students' freedom of choice. So yes, these are the 2 diametrically opposite views. Last but not the least, our essay would be incomplete without saying where do you personally stand on this issue, because we have to discuss 2 views and finally give them our viewpoint, our opinion. Where do we stand? So these 3 things would make your essay highly relevant and precise to the question which is asked. Even if you miss one of the 3, it would not be a complete, a holistic essay which is relevant. So you will lose marks in your task achievement. Remember, yes? Good. So that's the 3 things. Always analyzing any essay task, ask yourself, what is the specific topic in the essay? Here, the topic has 2 sides. One side, community service should be compulsory in high schools. The other side, compulsory community service infringe students' personal choice of fundamental rights. So we've got to discuss both and finally give them where we stand. Yeah. So that's how we analyze any discursive essay question. In this video, we learned how to analyze a discursive essay question, the questions which have discuss both views and give your opinion right in the question itself. How do we know these type of questions are discursive essay questions? Both views or more than one view related to any theme or topic or view will be given to you in the question itself. The question will be 2-sided, not 1-sided. So that's a good way to remember this. What's next? We'll take this question analysis and move one step further to start generating ideas for our discursive essays. And what are ideas without making a structured essay plan? So we'll take those ideas and convert them into an essay plan. Thanks a lot for joining me, everyone. Hope this video will have helped you, and this are some related videos on our channel which might help you even more, and that's our Twitter handle and our Facebook page address. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. Happy learning. Take care.